Oh, what a terrible time to have eyes. This is the new Netflix Sundance Film Festival movie, Cuties. This promo photo was released a few weeks ago, and it sparked a bit of controversy. And I don't blame anyone, it just straight up looks like child just straight up looks like baby strippers. Here's the original description for the movie from Netflix. Amy, 11, becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew. Hoping to join them, she starts to explore her femininity, defying her family's traditions. 11 and twerking dance crew should never be in the same sentence. And it's directed by Maimona Ducouture. I tried. But even during the outrage, I kind of held off talking about this for a little while, because there was some conflicting information coming out. This is the Netflix promo, and this is the original French promo. Mignoins. Mignons. Mignoins. Who the fuck cares? Fake language, fake country. Apparently the film is about how child exploitation is bad. So I thought, okay, this is just Netflix being weird and creepy and using pedo bait to get people to click. That's disgusting. But at least the movie itself isn't gross and creepy. Right? Oh my god, the Rotten Tomatoes score. Holy shit. I have never seen a ratio that bad. Oh my god. So I'm gonna talk about the controversy first, and all the disgusting shit first, and then I'm actually going to give an honest review of this movie. A lot of people talking about this movie didn't actually watch it, and I don't blame them at all, honestly. If you didn't watch it and you just wanted to talk about how gross all this shit is, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to watch it either. The only reason I'm doing this is because I want to save you guys from getting arrested by the feds. Take me instead. I have lived a long life. You guys are Zoomers, you know. I am an old, crusty millennial. I am basically a grandma in internet years. So, you know, take me, feds. And yes, I did film myself watching it. Okay, so someone's dancing sexily in the laundry room, but I think it's an adult, so I hope. Nope! It's a child! Oh, and now she's twerking. Okay, well, oh, now they're all twerking. Okay. Oh my god, every time I look, there's an ass on the screen. Of an 11-year-old. Why the up closes? Why? Why did we need to see her ass as she walked up the stairs? Why?! No. According to IMDb, this is what is in the movie. Lengthy and excessive close-up shots of breasts, bums, and spread crotches of scantily clad 11-year-olds during numerous sexual dance routines. A pair of tight leather pants on an 11-year-old girl are forcefully pulled down while the camera focuses on her panty-exposed bum. During one of the many highly sexualized and erotic dance scenes that purposely exploit and objectify numerous scantily clad underage girls, one of the female child dancers lifts up her crop top to fully display her bare breasts. That was a child? Oh my god, I remember seeing that. I thought that was an adult. Oh my god. I saw a titty. Not a child titty. It was an adult titty. Look at some of these takes about this movie. Are you ready for this? Cuties, Netflix's review. A provocative power keg for an age terrified of child sexuality. Forget the moral panic. Netflix's controversial French import is disturbing and risque, because that's exactly what it aims to be. Thanks to a major marketing mistake, the award-winning French movie Cuties was accused of sexualizing young girls. Did I imagine what my eyes hath seen? Now, one of the reasons I felt like I needed to talk about this, besides the fact that it's just disgusting and needs to be called out, and besides the fact that thousands and thousands of you wouldn't leave me the f*** alone about it, is this narrative that it's only the right wing mad about this. Cuties, the extraordinary Netflix debut that became the target of a right-wing campaign. Cuties, which has angered scandal mongers on the right, is a story of a girl's outrage at and defiance of a patriarchal order. Hey, that's cool. That's great. We didn't need this, though. We didn't need it. Incidentally, I'm a critic who highly recommends Netflix Cuties. The controversy surrounding it seems to be propaganda fueled by QAnon types and anti-Semites. Audiences hate it because there's a moral panic right-wing campaign targeting it, fueled in part by racism and sexism directed at a black woman filmmaker. Wrong. Leftists like Shoe-on-Head and Vosh are critical of the film. Shoe-on-Head is a notorious alt-right asshole. Also, you just tagged 2 aggressive, horrible accounts. Please delete that tweet. You're putting people on the thread at risk. Every left-winger I know was disgusted by this. Every single person I know, from all corners of the political spectrum, were disgusted by this. Like, it was literally a meme for a few days that everybody agreed on this one topic. I apologize to lib rights. I can't find the original meme that was going around. I can only find this version. But just imagine the original one, everybody was saying, what the fuck is wrong with Netflix? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, lib right friends, I'm sorry. For a few seconds, the internet stood still, and there was like this unspoken solidarity. But no, as always, here comes the journo class, right on cue, the blue check bourgeoisie, to tell us that everyone who has a problem with this is right-wing. Apparently the outrage started on Reddit, and then a bunch of bigger right-wing voices picked it up and started talking about it, and I guess that's where this narrative is coming from, which is, like, good and cool. I'm glad that they're talking about this. Maybe one day we could talk about the child marriage laws that... Oh my god, cars passing. Where are you going? Why do you gotta go somewhere? Why are you driving? Where do you have to be? But anyway, can we please not give the concept of being against pedophilia to the right wing, or any wing for that matter? It's really gross how this is very obviously being forced into some, like, political partisan issue. Imagine writing this. Imagine writing this and thinking this is an own. It's not an own. Like, hey, are you against, like, child exploitation? Guess you're right wing. Oh my god, cars. The world has progressed past the need for cars. Return to monkey. Like I've said, I see a lot of blue check marks defending this and like journos defending this, and I don't know if they're being paid or if this is just another case of what I've called in the past compulsive contrarianism. Like, the right is mad about this, therefore we, the left, need to defend this. I promise you, we don't gotta do this. We don't gotta defend the pedo movie just because some of right-wing e-celebs are mad about it. I don't understand why it's such a hard oh, sorry, I'm like twisting my goddamn arm around. Have you guys ever seen, hold on, Detour? ADHD medication is not working. So Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard tweeted something against this movie. And Jezebel just now, as I am- oh, this is fake, by the way. Sorry. Jezebel, our lovely Jezebel, just came out with this article. It would appear that Tulsi Gabbard is peddling QAnon-approved conspiracy theories on Maine. So Tulsi said, Netflix child cuties will certainly whet the appetite of pedophiles and help fuel the child sex trafficking trade. Netflix, you are now complicit. She's spittin' though. So, child trafficking is not a QAnon conspiracy, and Cuties is absolutely, like, softcore, if not just straight up child. I reached out to her office for confirmation, but unfortunately did not hear back. Hopefully she doesn't accuse another up-and-coming female director. Oh, shit. That's the route we're going. See, that's where they're gonna take it. They're gonna be like, oh, how dare you criticize this female director of color. Amazing. Amazing. Literally, the author, like a paragraph down from that, says, I have not yet seen Cuties. Then shut the f- So as I'm editing, a new article just dropped. The creepy conservative fixation on Netflix's Cuties explained. It ties in neatly with the terror of Black and especially African sexuality that lurks just beneath the moral panic around Cuties. So much is centered around the sight of the girls in Amy's mixed-race dance group twerking, emulating a style of dance linked to the African diaspora and then picked up by white artists like Miley Cyrus. Yeah, okay, we're all just racist conservatives. That's who's mad about this. Shut the f*** up, CIA PSYOP. There was also a YouTuber who reviewed the movie, and at first I thought he was joking. I thought this was sarcasm. Apparently it's not.
This film does try to make you sexually aroused by 11-year-olds. And I'll say it's not bad at it. That's the whole point of the movie, is that you're supposed to be sitting there thinking, look at the blonde one. You're supposed to be sitting there holding these two thoughts in your head, and one that these are kids, and the other that they're hot.
I'm done. I'm done with the human race. I'm done with the human race. F*** the first fish that crawled out of the water! But really, this person's review just kind of exposes, like, why this is so bad. Why I and, like, many other people have a problem with this movie. No matter the intention, it's still sexualizing kids. And that's bad. One of the girls in this movie, her parents are too busy to pay attention to her. And that's like the biggest thing here. Pay attention to what the fuck your kids are doing. This happens every day on like TikTok, YouTube, like everywhere, all over the internet. Just unsupervised kids. Like when I was younger, I would dress up like Britney Spears and I would put my little snake plushie around my neck and dance to Slave for You. Bitch, I didn't know what the fuck any of that meant or what I was doing. The difference is my parents would never ever let me put something like that on the internet. Not like we had internet. This was during the before times when we just, you know, communicated via smoke signal. I forgot. Point is, they definitely wouldn't let me put anything like that on the internet or go on stage or be in a movie like this. Just the fact that these are real children in a movie, like their parents gave it the okay. Like if I was a parent and I took one look at that script, I would just call the police. Imagine these kids like growing up and looking back at this movie. Hollywood in general, just like the movie industry, just fucks children up. Which, by the way, reminds me, I still have to make my Dan Schneider video. Dan getting the Van Schneider. Dan the Footman Schneider. So let's get to the actual review of this movie. Did I like it? No. So let's pretend we live in a world where those creepy scenes did not exist in this movie. It's still a very meh movie. And I feel like without these creepy scenes, nobody would have paid attention to this movie. The outrage market basically sold this movie. And I feel dirty myself even joining into that. But you know my channel, this is a topic that I've discussed many, many times. And yeah, Hell World. So quickly, the movie is basically about this young girl, Amy, who grows up in a religious family, very strict, very like, you know, dressed conservatively and stuff like that. And she meets new friends at school who are into dancing. And the whole movie is just kind of like the difference between her home life and then her life with her friends. So going into the movie, I expected, well, besides that, I expected them to show, like, society showing all these sexualized, like, pictures and videos of women, maybe even young women. But no, the main character, Amy, actually has to go out of her way to steal a phone from her brother and look for that over-sexualized culture. Which was just, like, I don't know, kind of like ruined the whole thing. Like, I thought she would be influenced by the world around her, but instead the world around her saw everything these little girls were doing as disgusting. Every adult in this movie, except like one person that was like in the audience. Oh my god, somebody's like, some dude in the audience is like, ew. Police was disgusted at how sexualized these little girls were. It was never framed as a good thing unless it was coming from the little girls' perspectives. Like, they thought it was cool and good, but all the adults, in the movie didn't. So, there was a framing of it being bad. The movie ends, well, I was about to say spoiler alert, but you don't mind if I spoil Cuties for you, right guys? So, the climax of the movie is when her family is having a wedding. Her dad is getting married to another wife, and they're having like their big traditional wedding, and like the main character has to wear like a pretty traditional dress, and you could tell she's like dreading putting it on. And the final dance competition are happening on the same exact day, and she's in the middle of dancing, and suddenly she stops and she starts crying and she leaves. She goes back to her house, still dressed in like the skimpy clothes, and her aunt freaks out and her mom is like, leave my daughter alone, leave my daughter alone. Before this point in the movie, the whole family has been very against everything that she wants to do. In fact, like they did like some sort of like witchcraft on her to make her not be a little hoe anymore. In that scene, she starts twerking in her underwear. You don't go 1 second without seeing some shit in this movie, I swear to God. But anyway, Aunt's like, what are you doing? Oh my god, what are you doing? You're a whore, blah blah blah. And the mom is like, no, leave my daughter alone, leave my daughter alone. And the mom turns to her and she's like, you don't have to come to this wedding if you don't want to. And that was like a big thing because, you know, that's new. Since when is that a thing? So she actually winds up putting on normal kid clothes and going out to the street and playing jump rope. And that's the end of the movie. So it's kind of like she goes back to just being a normal kid. Like, she finds that happy middle ground. She doesn't have to grow up too fast and be part of this little twerk gang. And she also doesn't have to take part in this, like, super hyper, repressive religion either. And she kind of finds her middle ground and is just a regular 11-year-old. At least that's what it looks like it was supposed to be portraying. That's what I got from it. And, for a moment, you forget that this movie is softcore child. It was really, really gross and disturbing. Genuinely. I, like, laughed through most of it just because, like, that's my coping mechanism. I just start nervously laughing. So in my video of me watching it, you'll just see me, like, laughing just because that's just how I cope. Just laugh through the pain. The intended message of the movie, the overall intended message, like apparently what they were going for, child exploitation bad, is fine, and I would love to see a different movie about that, because I feel like that's a really important topic right now. The director wanted to make a movie about how hypersexualization of children was bad, and maybe this is kind of like a hell was paved with good intentions situation, but like, how many people work on a movie, right? Like, hundreds of people work on a movie, and I'm to believe that nobody sat her down and was like, listen, I get what you're trying to do, but maybe less baby ass? Maybe none, even? They could have easily made this movie without any of those scenes. In fact, they could have just, like, cropped it in a way where you can't really see their body parts or anything, but it would be, like, implied that they're dancing sexually. Oh my god. Somebody take my tongue, I do not deserve it. Like, there are shots in this movie. You know the male gaze, that thing that's like, oh, movies are filmed through the perspective of, like, the male gaze. Well, this movie is shot through the perspective of the pedo gaze. This was like wanting to make a movie about how murder is bad, and then going out with your film crew and just murdering people, just slaughtering people to death, real people. Then at the end of the movie, turning to the camera and being like, murder bad. Like, it ain't it. Things this ain't it. So that was my critique of Cuties. I'm not gonna ask you guys what you thought of it, because honestly, I wouldn't give it any attention. Big special thank you to all my patrons. I love you guys so much. I couldn't do this without you. If you guys would like to donate to my Patreon, oh, capitalism scares the bun. If you would like to donate to my Patreon and get access to my Discord server, I'm actually going to do a voice chat with everybody probably this week. And I will see you very, very soon with a new video, so